So for this video today, I have two parts. Number one, should you care about politics and government? And should you be involved? My simple answer to should you care is yes, you should care, because it affects you, whether you believe it or not, or whether you know it or not. The things that happen in government affect you. The government is simply the people that are in place to making decisions. Politics is simply the processes that those decisions are made. So should you care about these processes and the people that are making decisions that affect your life? Yes, you should care about it. You may not always be able to have direct influence, but yes, you should care because it affects you, your children, your family members, and absolutely, you should care. The other part, should you be involved? This is where it gets tricky. And this is where a lot of people will say, no, hey, I don't want to get involved. There was once a teacher who conducted a little class activity. He would ask the students what they wanted to do when they grew up, and the students would respond. The teacher would ask, the student would respond. The teacher, student, what would you like to be when you grow up? The student would respond, I would like to be a lawyer. And then the teacher would ask the class to clap for him. The teacher would ask again, the next student, what would you like to be when you grow up? And the student would respond, I would like to be a president of the country. And the teacher, filled with pride and just happiness, would tell the class, clap for him. And the whole class, excited. Why? Because their colleague would like to be the president or any other big position in the community. I'm sure you've done this before. I'm sure your family members have done this before. They cheered you on. They looked at the biggest, most prestigious position and encouraged you to go after it. There is nothing wrong with it. But ask yourself today, would you still go for those same positions? If that was handed over to you, would you accept it? My general reaction to that is people are unlikely nowadays to sign up for those. Now let's even look at in school some of the group projects when it was time for someone to own up and be the group leader. Usually you will see a lot of people retreating to the back. They don't want to be the face of that. But nowadays there are legitimate reasons why people would not want to be in positions that are very highly visible. Why? It's not as interesting as it used to be before. The level of respect that was accorded it is not the same. We also have social media. Anybody could get on social media and insult anyone without repercussions. So why would anybody want to sign up for this? Now, the other part of being in such high position is, for me personally, would be security and privacy. Your family are no longer as secure as you would want to be. It's not as free as you can't just go to a restaurant and sit there, or just go to a baseball game or a soccer game or a football game. Your life will change. You'll be under a microscope. But we still have people that do it. But for the general public, there is a reaction and a general feeling of, I don't want to be involved with that. I don't want to deal with that. I'm okay. In fact, people take it a step further. They don't want to talk about politics or government or community events. But why? Why? People are more open to talk about their deepest secrets in their relationships, their deepest family issues. But when it comes to government and politics, oh no, let's not go there. Why? So the video today is to look at two things. Should you care about politics? And should you be involved in politics and in government? My simple answer to should you care is yes, you should care, because it affects you, whether you believe it or not, or whether you know it or not. The things that happen in government affect you. Getting involved in politics or your community or in government does not mean running for office or campaigning. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make when they think about politics. They think they have to put their name on a ballot, on a ticket, and, be a senator, a governor, run for president, or, member of, they think they have to be a front runner for that to count as them being involved in politics. But we play politics all the time. In your household, you play politics. At work, there is politics. In your business, there is politics. There is politics everywhere. But you all know the type of politics I'm talking about in this video. It's the one that brings a lot of tension in our community. It separated families. It separated friendships. It severed several friendships and several relationships. All because of the belief system of people. But sometimes I understand, because what a person believes sometimes translates into their action or inaction. And so it's almost the person telling you who they are based on what they believe. Now, sometimes the things that we believe and the way we act may be different. You ever seen a mother or a father who smokes but will tell their children, don't do it. They do believe that smoking is bad, but they've developed a bad habit for smoking, so they cannot stop. But they do believe that it's bad. So sometimes someone's belief doesn't necessarily correlate to the certain action that we fear so much that they will, they might follow through. Nonetheless, someone's belief sometimes is strong enough to push people to go separate ways, to make people say that, no, I never want to associate with that person. If this is what he thinks and if this is what he believes in, I don't want anything to do with that. It's unfortunate and it's sad, but it's a reality. So should you be involved in politics? Well, like I said, if we take away the not being a front runner and running for office aside, there are other ways that you can be involved in politics. And so this video, let's look at 3 ways that you yourself can be involved without being a front bearer or a flag bearer or a front runner in any type of political situation where you are running for a public office. Number 1, donate your time, your resources to help a candidate or a cause that you believe in. If you yourself are not in favor of, being that particular change, you can be behind the scenes and help. Listen, elections cost money. Any type of advocacy, right, that involves bringing people together or trying to fight for a change cost money, and they need resources. And some of those resources may be your time. You have to make phone calls, you have to print flyers and campaigns, and just even going to knock on doors and inform people about an issue. It takes a lot. If you've ever been part of any political campaign, it's a lot of work and money. So you can simply just, in the comfort of your home, send some money or volunteer your time to help out. It's as simple as that. You don't have to be a front runner, but you can certainly help. And you probably have some special skills and talents, that you can help that particular candidate or that particular organization or cause. So you have resources, individual personal skills and resources. You can donate your time, your money, your efforts. So there you have it. That's number 1. Number 2, affirm your belief. Do some research about your values and the things that you stand for in the political spectrum. There will always be opinions and issues that are controversial. And yes, not everybody will agree with you, but it's important for you to know where you stand, because that is what brings up dialogue, and that's what people try to understand what you feel about a certain situation or certain issue. And based on where you are, they are hoping to sway you, right? To convince you to change your mind. But if you are firm in what you believe in, really that's where you want to be. You want to be firm in what you believe in. But that comes from understanding that position, doing some research about it. And guess what? You have to be willing to stand up for what you believe in. And then own up to it. It is who you are. And you have to be willing to suffer the consequences in the things that you believe in. But you can people please, right? If you really believe in one thing, you have to be willing to accept the consequences that come with it. That is what makes you who you are. But you can't be one person and try to show people a different side. That is not really you. So it's, yes, is it a risk? Absolutely. But that comes from just maintaining, who you are. It's easier to be who you are than who you are not. So if you really believe in specific issues and certain, beliefs, stand by them. Don't try to change them for anyone. There's a reason why you believe in them, right? So stand by it. But understand that those beliefs could break certain relationships, could sever certain friendships, but it's a cost of staying true to who you are. So just to reiterate, do some research about the things that you believe in, affirm it, and own up to it. Point number 3, understand how the government in your local community work. The national government, we have the national government, and we have the state government, and we have the municipal, the county. You have to understand who can do what. I think people get very disappointed because they put a lot of pressure on the wrong people or the wrong elected officials or the wrong parts of government. They thought, the governor is supposed to help with one thing, but it might not be the governor. It may be the mayor, maybe the city council, maybe the city administrator. Different people, different responsibilities. But you have to know who to hold accountable for what. You also have to sometimes just reduce your expectation. Right in line with who does what. The expectation of one person who has no jurisdiction or the ability to influence anything won't do anything good for you, except you're just going to get frustrated. So really understanding who can do what is very relevant. So those are 3 points that I will give to you as far as considering how to get involved, or if you should get involved in politics. But should you care? Absolutely. We live in a political realm. Even if you want to go and live in a bush somewhere, there are laws that affect you, even when you are living in the bush. But in some ways, you want you want to be accounted for. You want your views to be reflected somehow, and you can only do that by supporting the people that reflect your views. They say politics is basically caring for other people's happiness. The people that really are making the decisions today might not be around, next week or next year or 5 years from now. But 5-10 years from now, you will be here. Your children will be here. So those things will affect them. So, in a nutshell, should you care about politics? Should you get involved? Yes, you should care. As far as involvement, it's up to you and the level that you're comfortable with. But you need to understand who does what. You need to understand that you can still make a contribution through your time, through your gift, through your resources, through your skills, and just educating yourselves. It's okay to stand for the things that you believe in. It's okay to believe in things that are not popular with everybody, but own up to it. And there might be some consequences with that. But that is who you are, and you have to be true to yourself. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not a subscriber, I would appreciate it if you subscribed, if you like my content. That way I can continue to provide, contents like this for you. My channel is about education. It's about just sharing ideas, and I plan on bringing more content to you, hopefully every week. I cannot make a promise, but as you've seen since January, I've been trying to bring something new to you every single week. I appreciate you sticking with me. Thank you, and have a great one.